God, that soundtrack goes hard. I really like Crypt of the Necrodancer. I also cannot play Crypt of the Necrodancer. Or at least I can't beat Crypt of the Necrodancer. That is one of only a handful of games that I streamed that I just completely gave up on. Because once you get to the fourth floor, or the fourth world, or whatever it's called, the movement is just too complicated. My my brain just doesn't work. But good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. It is lovely to have you here. Chester, Summer, Chris, Shadow Mage, Josh. Oh, hey, Josh. I didn't actually see you earlier, and I didn't greet you, as you deserve. But welcome. And Greg. Greg, I'm very sad you have to work for several reasons. I can be your child, Summer. It's fine. Like, I can be the child of multiple people. I've already got a really good lady dad. I could have a second lady dad. That's fine. But yeah. Welcome. We are going back to Disco Elysium. Let me tell you, though. The temptation. Oh my god. The temptation to cancel Disco Elysium and keep stealing cheese was very powerful. I tend to stream games I enjoy. For the most part, with some exceptions, I have fun with the games I stream. That being said, Skyrim, especially the way I'm playing it, is probably the most fun I've had on stream for ages. Sure, Shadow Mage. I appreciate the lurk, and I appreciate the nickel. Yeah, if you do have interest in playing this game, then lurks are appreciated, but don't watch. Don't watch. The story is so strong. You know what, Chris? Very strong argument, and it's part of what shifted things for me. I have also reactivated the overlay, so if you're on, I'm not sure if it works on Twitch Mobile, but if you're on Twitch Desktop, you should be able to see. That seems quite loud. That seems quite very loud. I'm gonna put that down a little bit. What was I saying? I don't know. Things, probably. Let me control it there instead. How's that volume sound? Oh, I know, Shadow Mage. But yeah, the best thing you can do with this game is go in blind. It is worth noting, though, that even on a second playthrough, it's so different. There's so much to the game that as long as you don't play it exactly the same way, you're going to have a different experience. You know what? That's valid, Summer. Heck, no overlay on Mobot? I consider this to be some kind of bigotry. But yeah, let me know if the volume sounds okay. I've dropped it a little bit. Yeah, unfortunately, Summer, there were issues with the timing. So hopefully you'll be able to see more of it this time. Speaking of which, we're still not wearing pants. Because of course we're fucking not wearing pants. Who wears pants? Nerds, that's who wears pants. Anyway, I'm a hobo cop. I got several things out of the trash. One of the most interesting things, though, is evidence that this guy's clothes were thrown out. Yeah, Chris, that's what I said. Nerds. I have so many quests. Ask him to tell you about the case. I will do that later. Find the armored gloves. Where's the rest of the armor? Getting the body down. The jam mystery? Oh! Oh, the traffic jam. My brain just immediately went onto, like, strawberry jam, and I'm like, I don't remember this game having a jam mystery. Shit, you don't see the game because I'm a dingus. Thank you, Summer. That should be better. Investigate the Doom commercial area, pay for damages. Yeah, I can do that. Find smokes and smoke them, track down your badge, who put the clothes in the trash. God, there's so much. There's so much I can do. A game. Hello, Juice. Anyway, I should be able to... I should be able to read my ledger.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display
A pig! So cute.
The faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Also you, Summer. The faint smell of urinal cleaner. God, that's just wonderful. Anything else?
There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard.
As long as it's unused toilet paper, it's not too bad.
It's a metaphor for you.
Why would Buttspot cease?
Below the pathetics, terror. Do not look into its blue heart.
Inspect the toilet paper.
It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want.
Maybe it's kitchen tissue. They look exactly the same.
If you want it to be kitchen tissue, it can be kitchen tissue.
I think that would make me happier.
It's not, though. It's toilet paper.
Perception, smell. Oh, God, that confirms that it's used toilet paper. Take it off, God.
Still wet, the toilet paper, I mean kitchen tissue, sorry, peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off your finger and voila, the ledger now looks marginally better.
Inspect the clip.
An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip.
Run your finger along across the aluminium. By the way, I will be letting chat vote on things, but at this point, like, while looking through the ledger, I feel like that's less interesting.
The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before.
Hey, Kim Cutie, what is this?
What? That thing. It's a halogen watermark. We use it for adding information to RCM property.
Interesting. What kind of information?
It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue.
That's kind of terrifying, Juice. I like it.
How many years you've been on the force, he's thinking. It'll have that. Your kill count. Yours will surely have your kill count.
You know what? I'm not sure it would. Also, why do I have a kill count? How can I read it?
Any capable light with the right wavelength will do.
Like, for example? Oh god, Juice, it's amazing. Most of the voice acting in this game is great, but Kim's is a level above.
All RCM vehicles have headlights designed to reveal halogen watermarks. Mine too.
Hell yeah.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
That's all, thank you.
Okay.
while a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand. It's a sorry sight.
Browse the white papers. Yeah, Chester's married to the ocean in Sea of Thieves, so Chester can definitely be the ring bearer.
They're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered, with faint red lines, forming short paragraphs. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files, commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
What's in there? What are they about?
Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate due to missing pages and an odd naming convention. But there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases undertaken, not completed, mind you.
Still, a cop who takes on 20 to 30 cases in a single year is clearly dedicated, at the very least. There was mention of a naming convention?
Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins. Yet, still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name.
Ooh, and they're written in capital letters, too.
Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Another, The Square Bullet Hole Murders. Another yet, The Unsolvable Case.
Not for me! Hobo Cop and Himbo Cop. I solve all cases.
Others appear more light-hearted. The guys on a couch in an unexpected location, and the murder at the hookah parlor. Even the rare article-free collapsing tenement. Murder features prominently throughout.
I like this because it strongly suggests that he was inspired by whatever their in-world equivalent of Sherlock Holmes is.
You like this grimy murdering, don't you?
No, I don't like murdering. I like catching murderers.
It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're done inspecting them up close.
Kim, my papers appear to employ some kind of naming convention.
You mean the alphanumeric? Officer, precinct, time of arrival at the scene?
No, I mean a non-numeric one, with titles.
Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, so do I. In our defense, almost everyone in the RCM does.
Oh, hell yeah, this is a thing?
It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves.
I seem to have named a case the Square Bullet Hole Murders.
Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one the man with the hole in his head.
Hell yeah,
It
Kim.
was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that, to amuse myself.
You gotta find what you can.
I pray his loved ones never find out.
What happened to him?
Rail spiked through the head.
Ah!
He died. It was a workplace accident.
Not what I expected when I heard hole in the head. I have to open an official case. Is there room?
There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish.
Commit to paper.
The tasks you've completed flow out of the pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of the letters.
Well, I haven't forgotten how to write, at least.
Easily. It's almost robotically simple, a language developed for mental rigor and simplicity. Inspect the victim's body. Get the body down. Interview the cafeteria manager.
Cross out the ones you've already finished.
A satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done, it seems to say. And you, and you.
Hell yes. Chat, we're making so much progress. I wrote down things I'd already finished and then said that I'd finished them.
And a fuck you to you too. That last one cuts a slash right through the paper. Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of the citizens' militia. Now all that remains is to name the case.
Lieutenant, have you by any chance named our case?
No, actually. Any ideas?
Shit on a stick. Okay, chat. This one you get to vote on. The Hanged Man, The Furies Are at Home in the Mirror, The Setting Sun, Shit on a Stick, or I Don't Have One. You got 15 seconds. Okay. Looks like we're going... Oh, no, no. The Setting Sun. That's a very good name. Very evocative.
Okay. It's a good name, but it has one problem. This case has nothing to do with the setting sun. At all. It has nothing to do with that, so...
Look! I have one brain cell and it's currently dedicated to holding my truth stick.
Something more concrete, perhaps? Do you have something concrete? Mundane? Usual?
Usual is boring. We don't do that.
Okay, I will go for second choice, which is The Hanged Man.
Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good, strong name. We have a very good name for the case now.
That's what Kim was thinking too? Kim and I were thinking the same thing? Like lovers would?
I'm going to start calling it The Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
I'm done inspecting these.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now.
Oh, I forgot I don't actually have a brain. So even a medium on logic is a 28% chance. I mean, I can retry it. But... I was, Chris, but I let chat vote. I forgot I literally don't have a functioning brain. Can I read the files now?
It's proving to be harder than expected. You just don't have the intellectual rigor to patch the quilt back together. Try again later.
Again, the spoken words and the written words do not match at all. Browse the yellow papers.
In the back, you see thin, translucent copy of paper. Some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes, like marching armies. These look like official forms, waiting to be filled out.
What types of forms?
3. The topmost are misconduct fines. The middle ones are station calls. And the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each is easy enough to make sense of.
Hell yeah, I can find people?
A monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 250 real. Severe cases allow for 1,000 real, but that requires special paperwork. The details of issuing these fines are spread out over the rest of the fields.
Station call? I assume that's just requesting backup,
These
essentially.
are quite sinister in tone. They give a date and time.
Oh,
for
the other way
person to
round.
appear at the specified precinct police station. Below the call are the criminal charges you risk by not appearing.
And field
Dozen
autopsy.
pages of thin copy paper, bright red in color. You see the parameters of a deceased human form waiting to be filled in. Age, sex, condition of internal organs.
In this guy's case, I'm going to guess not good for condition of internal organ. Just going out on a limb there.
Color of the irises. Predation marks. Condition of sexual organs.
Okay, physical instrument. Just tone it back a little. Like, that's going a bit far.
Yes, all that remains now is to fill those forms and hand them to people. Fines for wrongdoers, interview requests for bad guys, and field autopsies to dead guys. The rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. Being sandwiched between the board and the rest of the paperwork must have spared the fragile copier paper.
Look at the clipboard itself.
It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4 size board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back, you see the embossed letters, RCM.
What did you say the color was?
Blue. The blue heart. Don't look into it.
Yeah, it's interesting. That's the second time Inland Empire has said that. Shake the ledger.
Something rattles inside, ever so lightly. Is there a hidden compartment?
Peek inside. Is this the blue heart?
The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center. There's pain in there, if you want some. That much you know.
How would I open it?
With your hands, U4-sized pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board.
Interfacing 10 medium. Open the hidden compartment. I'm very tempted to try this.
Is not what you end up doing.
Oh.
You squeeze the plastic to slide it open, but nothing happens. Then you bend it some, then crack it. The goddamn thing is stuck. A hot flash of rage comes over you. For a moment there, before it recedes, you feel as though you might just squeeze a tear of anger out of your duct. Makes you wonder, why?
Again, I never saw any of this in my other playthrough.
It's unjust, that's why. You can't even get to that thing anymore. The ledger quivers in your hand. As it shakes, the pages rustle. This pathetic mess suddenly afraid of you for some reason.
Give it a sniff.
The acidic stench of rotting food is rubbed off on the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. This base surrounded by a faint air of spoiled meat, the stuff of death itself, and then sprinkled liberally with the citrus zest of toilet cleaner.
Well, that's enough for me for today. Ooh, I've got a level up point? Okay. What do I improve? Oh. I could improve interfacing and try opening the clipboard again. Plus, it's just a useful skill to have. Or I could improve physical instrument for when I inevitably attempt to punch a man. And we all know the man I want to punch. God, these are all so good. I do think that's what makes this game very difficult. Every upgrade is useful. So chat, any preference from you? Anything you'd like to see me level up a little further? Heck, even authority could be nice. You're thinking interfacing? I can do interfacing again. As I said, it's very useful. Summer. I'm not wasting a point on my brain. My brain doesn't work. Okay. Let's fucking try it again.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
72% chance. This is no guarantee of anything, but it's what I've got.
Just relax.
Yes.
The two sides of the board are slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off the slides. All you need to do is bend the plastic on your knee, slowly. The slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just, you know.
Slide the drawer open.
Without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open.
And what's inside?
2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard.
That is not at all what I was expecting. Also, why is option 3 fucking kill yourself, you asshole? That seems unrelated to the rest? Pick up the ticket stubs.
2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra. These let you go there too.
This is so cool. Pick up the card.
Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue.
Smell it.
It smells of chewing gum, apricot flavored. A touch of cinnamon, the end of summer. You think the label says tutti frutti.
Open it up.
Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card. Looped, round letters in a woman's hand.
Having played this game before, I suspect I know whose.
Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy.
Well, we've got a name. Harry.
Throw it away, please.
But it will make me happy.
A merciful wind blows in from the bay of Revachol, dusting the ground at your feet and raising newspapers far away. You feel the card slipping into it.
Let go.
What was that?
Frisson covers your entire body, a feeling of cold, a persistent chill.
No, read the card.
Your hands shake, holding onto it. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, it says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest, down Voyager Road. Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step onto the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon, when I get off the 42 and walk back to you.
Keep reading.
You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you.
Nice way to
You
break the
have a
tension,
vast,
Summer.
Vast soul, and I will always come back to it.
Then why are we alone?
Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. Everything around you gets dark. Small white dots appear. You feel the ledger slip from your hand. No, hold on.
Yeah, hold on.
To what? There's nothing.
What is even happening?
Detective, is everything all right?
Fall sideways. Apparently not. So, I think I just passed out from emotional strain. What?
There is nothing. Again.
No, I don't think I did, Juice. Because this text is slightly different. Nothing?
Nothing sad, brother. No treachery, just blackout.
Just lie there, passed out.
Well, almost nothing. There is the ground below you, that's still there. And the small light that's on, fluttering, somewhere in the basal ganglia.
Whomst is that?
That's me. Blue eyes, that's me.
And who is that?
Who was what?
He speaks of the sickening longing, the unwell emotion. Even in the darkness, he's grasping for it. Still trying to hold on to the great sorrows slipping in the water. Slimy.
No! I was cool! I am cool! Kim liked me!
The cool when you're dead, brother.
I'm not... My brain's talking to me. I'm probably not all the way dead.
Here in the paleo-mammalian cortex, we call it the shadow. Because it's always there.
Thought gained white morning? Oh my god, there is so much in this game. Like, I knew there was a lot I didn't experience the first time round. That's how the game works. And yet it still blows my mind. Where is Voyager Road?
There is no Voyager Road. There are no roads, no houses, no lights in the windows. It's all on pause.
Was that the X something? The...
Bloated corpse of the past resurfacing.
No, it was beautiful.
Beautiful. Believe me, stupid ape. Its lack of beauty was not the problem.
Enough. Just lie there motionless.
You think they would let you? Until you disintegrate into biomolecules.
What happened?
No. Someone is breathing on your face now, inspecting your pupils, stupid idiot.
So, Trum, I read a postcard from, I think, my ex-lover, and as a result, I passed out and nearly died of a broken heart. Because, you know, this is Disco Elysium, and that can happen. What is that? It's cold.
Yes. They're pouring something on you. It's in you. And
It's delicious.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
God, this game's good.
Glowing lights on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness.
Where am I?
In the upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's motor carriage, seated in the driver's basket, the air is thick with leatherworks and heavy fuel oil. Cold water runs down your chin.
Yes, Chris, and yet I still approve of it. Yeah, that is actually a good point that Chester makes. Since not everybody, like a lot of people are going to be listening to stream instead of actively watching. Yeah, let's try to keep sound alerts to moments when stuff isn't actively happening. Hello, Paula.
Drink. Water.
Drink. I like water. Chat. Hydrate.
The water is cold, silvery, the stuff of life itself as it pours down your parched throat. The pounding in your head recedes. the darkness parts.
Drink. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone? You need a secondary form of hydration.
Well, that's just like your opinion, man. No, that Trom, it's fine. The issue, like, A, it wasn't major. B, it wasn't caused by one person.
With greedy gulps, you down half a liter of cold water. Some of it spills on the driver's seat. The lieutenant pays no heed to it.
Him, you're so wonderful.
What happened?
Okay, chat, I'm gonna let you vote on this one again. I should ask you the same. I came in contact with the burnt-out ruins of the past. I was dehydrated, it won't happen again. Or, I fuck it. Start climbing out of the motor car. I want the himboest answer possible. But also, I'm a dramatic fuck, so... I'm a dramatic himbo who's apparently very, very susceptible to heartbreak. Yeah, that would have been my vote too. I came in contact with the burnt-out ruins of the past.
That does sometimes happen.
What an odd response, sir! Also, the ledger's name has changed. Oh, I can't access it. Now it's the Ledger of Failure and Despair, I think it was.
You dropped these. Are you okay to proceed?
Let's solve this case.
Good.
What a fucking experience. This is a tool now? I can use it to give myself more empathy, more Inland Empire, but worse authority. That's so good. It really does. It does the same thing to me, Chester. Yeah, Ledger of Failure and Hatred. Also, New Thought. Like, I'm still working towards Mazovian socioeconomics. But I can also start looking at White Morning. Temporary -1 authority. Little guy gets further and further away. Problem. You see yourself from above. You're passed out on the blue tiles of the hostel room floor. Even from this distance, you can see your eyelids flutter. At the mention of what? A great white object, letting out its sweet smell like a lily of the valley. The little man's forgotten its name, but he still remembers the feeling. And look, he moves. The feeling animates him. He instinctively reaches out for the feeling's best friend, a bottle of Commodore Red. He puts on his disco clothes and gets smaller and smaller. Why am I dropping all the frames? Huh. Dropping a lot of frames. Is it affecting anybody else's stream? Oh no. Yeah. Yeah, my bitrate just fucking plummeted. What the fuck? Nothing else is even running on my computer. It's not buffering at the moment, it's just fuzzy. I mean, let me at least start working on that. But let me pause and... Yeah. And for no fucking reason. Things might get worse for a moment. I'm just gonna run a speed test to see what's going on. Ah, fuck. Honestly. My internet has not been great recently. Yeah, I expected things to get very bad for a while. Oh? Okay. It should be a bit better. I think. That's fine, Chris. Thanks for being here. Why am I still dropping frames? My bitrate is so high. Okay. Okay. Things seem to have settled. Things seem to have settled a little bit. Yeah? Yeah, we good? We good? Well, here's the thing, Summer. It dropped super low. I'm using dynamic bitrate, which is possibly part of the issue. But I forget how to change it, so, you know, that'll have to be a whole other thing. Yeah, so my bitrate dropped to about 1500. Then I ran a speed test. Then it went up to about 5500. Now it's back around where I'm used to, which is about 3500 thereabouts. Okay, we should be good now. Kim, you are an angel. Yes. Actually, before I do that, I want to switch on the headlights to check my ledger.
You see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Wait, I'm about to get... Oh, breakthrough imminent. I always forget. That doesn't mean it's happened yet. Kim, how do I turn on the headlights? You know what? That's valid, Chester.
Alright. Ready? I turn, you press start. It's next to the preheater.
Okay. He's downplaying his excitement. The lieutenant is more than happy to show off his precious carriage.
I love Kim and his love for his car. He deserves nothing but the best.
The dashboard lights up with orange glow. The rouse per minute gauge jumps, and the engine of the Caprice Canary comes to life with a whiny growl.
That sound mixing was awful. You couldn't hear the talking over it. But press the button labeled headlights.
The lights unfold with a little click, casting electrical light onto the ground before the vehicle.
Very exciting.
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done. We just need to stand in front of the machine now.
Chester, that's really good. Thank you.
Mazovian Socioeconomics. 0.000% of communism has been built.
That's not a
Even
lot.
child-murdering billionaires still rule the world with a shit-eating grin.
Also
All
true.
he has managed to do is make himself sad. He is starting to suspect Krasmezov fucked him over personally with his socio-economic theory. It has, however, made him into a very smart boy with something like a university degree in truth. Instead of building communism, he now builds a precise model of this grotesque, duplicitous world.
So, you can tell this isn't talking about me on account of how it said it made him into a very, very smart boy. Left-wing dialogue options give +4 experience, but I'm worse at authority and worse at visual calculus forever. I mean, unless I forget it, but that takes a whole point.
As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, an iridescent hologram appears. A street grid and the veins of a great river. A familiar sensation washes over you.
There she is. Revachol West.
There's a note of pride in the lieutenant's voice.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no, hundreds of micro-perforations.
Look at the shimmering street grid.
The rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet the major arteries of Revachol are all recognizable. They shimmer in the Kanema's headlights.
Wait, look around you.
A rat brazenly darts past you and disappears amongst the stopped lorries. In the distance, a child somewhere shrieks. A woman reprimands her in a voice no quieter than the child's cry. In the middle of a broken plaza, in a cone of light, barely visible in the daytime, two men, one slim, the other sturdy. They are on the city stage, but only one of them knows his lines.
Ah, Martinez.
Where are we on this? Point to the halogen map.
Let me see. Right here.
He says, his finger near the top of the map, on a segment of coast jutting out into the ocean. It's incredible, Chester. Yeah, it goes on sale so often. This is one of these games, if you don't have it, put it on your Steam wishlist, and you'll have it soon. I'm sure I've seen worse.
Oh yes. Coal City. Le Royaume. The burnt-out quarter.
All of them worse than here.
Look at the perforations.
There are many of them, and they are divided into 3 separate rows.
Tally up the different rows.
The first row has 18 dots.
What about the next one?
The next is the longest. It runs all the way around the border, and then some.
Count them individually.
There are so many, it's hard to count. More than 150, at least. Maybe even 200.
At the last row.
The last row has 3 perforations.
3? Not good enough.
That's it.
Hey Kim, do you know what all these holes mean?
Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They are your statistics, as it were. I should have guessed you'd keep a record. Officers often do. Let's take a look.
Yeah, Chester, I don't think that would be an issue. Like, they're not going to occupy the same brain space.
Son, here is where we score your life performance. You better hope it's good.
The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered?
Sir, you don't seem to remember that I have no fucking memory. Got drunk like a megastar? I walk the land telling whores and liars of the end to come. There are 9,855 days remaining. That is terrifyingly specific, sir. I was a hobo and I lived under a boat. These are all so good. Oh, chat. Chat, I need your help. All of these options are positive, and I cannot choose them. I cannot choose between them, rather. I do like got drunk like a megastar. Ugh. Okay. I walk the land telling whores and liars of the end to come. That's apparently what we're doing.
Cool. I'm glad you joined us. Not a lot of money in doom crying. Let's move on, shall we?
Him is just unflappable. I adore this man. He hears that we used to be an apocalyptic preacher, and his response is, "That's nice."
This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed cases. Closed is good. It means finished. You've got, let's see.
Okay, so we were a hell of a cop.
Wow, more than 200.
Is that a lot?
It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers.
So you're saying I used to be a super cop?
Call it what you want. You were a valuable member of your precinct. Now, let's look at the last row. Right. Those are your confirmed kills. You've got precisely 3 perforations there.
That's not something I needed.
Confirmed kills. That sounds pretty evil. A drink would soften that feeling.
I'm not gonna get drunk in front of Kim. I like him too much. So I'm a killer.
That's right. A killer of humans.
For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the Jamrock quarter, it's rather tame. I mean that in a good way.
Kim said a good thing about me. We're done. Nothing else matters. My bitrate's going fucking crazy again. Yeah, I just don't know how to set it. Like, I don't want to risk doing something now. We are stable. Actually, I don't seem to have it set to dynamic. Yeah, it's just... It is not... I don't see that it's dynamic anywhere. Okay, we seem to be stable for the moment. This might unfortunately just be a thing that happens on and off during stream. This tends not to be the most action-packed game, so we can probably manage. It sucks, but here we are.
There are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. If they do happen to solve a case, it's usually by accident.
It's obvious the lieutenant doesn't think very highly of those officers.
But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for.
He's sincerely glad you're not a scary predator. Not to say relieved you're competent.
Chester! Chester. How do you handle the strain?
Everyone has their own method of coping. Some more effective or self-destructive than others.
Yeah, you know what? Let's blame it on that.
Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies.
Maybe I should find a hobby.
Why not gardening? You've already got the gloves.
Oh my god. Kim? Kim, you are the purest man in the world. I cannot get over it.
It's meant in earnest. Please don't mistake it for a jab.
Have you ever killed anyone, Kim?
Yes.
Okay, no elaboration.
It's not a problem for him to state it, however.
Trom, I believe it's actually illegal to garden with pants on, so yeah. Thanks for this.
The lieutenant nods.
Okay, let's go.
Right. I'll go turn off the lights.
I want to pay for the damages. I fucked up. And it's time to get better. Oh shit! I never noticed this on the right. In fact, I don't think this was here until the ledger. People killed 3, cases solved 216, years in service 18 years. This is so cool. Superstar Cop 2, Apocalypse Cop 1, thank you chat. Sorry Cop 5, Boring Cop 0. At least I'm not boring. Communist 7, Fascist 1, Ultra Liberal 0, Marlist 0.
Can I help you?
So about that money I owe.
Yes. Have you got it?
How much do I owe again?
A lot. A lot. For the room, drinks, and broken window, 130 real.
That's... Sir, that's so much, but I do have the money.
Well?
That's so expensive. But you're correct. Himbos take responsibility. Sorry for the trouble.
Great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered.
He's not sorry about his behavior for your sake. Now that you have money, he really wants to make sure you're not angry with him.
Yeah, now that I have money, I have value to you. You're one of them.
It's good you paid before 9 p.m., or your door would have been locked electronically.
He taps his foot against a metal box installed in the back of the bar counter.
Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real per night.
So about that, I don't have that much. He did say starting tomorrow, though. So I should be okay.
I'll take a room here too.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you?
Yeah, I found the victim's clothes in the trash container.
How strange. I certainly didn't put them there.
Could someone on your staff have put them there?
Sylvie had the keys before I got here, and I can vouch for her. I can vouch for all my staff. None of us would tamper with the crime scene.
Who else has keys?
The trash collection service, CS Municipal. I don't see why they would put anything in the trash, though.
Ah, the elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last and when. This will have to be one of those little threads that solves itself down the road.
If you say so.
On Clinton Street, near the Boogie Street Diamond, a small truck rattles down an alleyway. It stops by a rusted trash container. Two men, their faces rough and swollen, jump out. They look at the container despondently. CSM is written on their backs.
Thank you anyway.
I don't think he was sleepwalking when he threw the clothes away. More specifically, I don't think he threw the clothes away. Dropping frames again. Fuck. Oh no. It's very bad. And then for a few seconds it's okay. God, is there something just eating up all of my... No, there's nothing even running. Thank you, Chester. And also, that's not generally true with my ISP, Juice. My concern is that for a year I've been using an Ethernet cable, and in my new place I have to use Wi-Fi, and I'm concerned that that's the issue.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm hoping this isn't too awful. I suspect it's not amazing. I've seen something here at the Whirling. I need to a thing I need to talk about. Have I?
What thing?
I saw a sign that said the mess hall is reserved for the Union.
Yes, not the whole damn Union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loudest faction. They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big shit. But they're good customers. They place big orders and always pay on time.
It is hard to complain about that from a purely monetary perspective. I don't, Chester. I read about those, and I do want to look into them. I've heard pretty good things about them. My God. What is up with my internet? Sorry, I'm gonna run another speed test just... The thing is, I don't know if this is on my side or if this is on... Twitch's side. So who knows? But, correlation, not causation. Last time I ran a speed test, it fixed things. So, you know... Maybe this time it'll do the same. Things got worse and then they got better. Wait, so is it just on my... Because I see that I'm dropping frames all the time. But if it's fine for everybody else, I'm gonna just power through.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info.
Okay, so it is possible that just OBS is lying about... Yeah, it's possible OBS is just wrong.
We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry, even men on strike.
That's true. Yeah, I suspect it's fucking up the quality more than anything else.
You glance at the clock on the wall behind the manager. Huh.
It's after 4. The sign said reserved starting 4. Why isn't anyone in the mess hall?
Good question.
They're probably getting drunk or protesting something somewhere. Or laying low after the, lynching.
All valid reasons.
Whatever he may feel about you, he can't miss the opportunity to throw you a look of what he assumes is shared understanding. Go with it.
Yes, I think I see.
Yeah. The Union guys think they're untouchable. They probably fucking killed that guy or something and now think they can hide out till it all blows over and it's fair weather again in Martinez.
I have to say, I love Gart's voice actor.
I have a feeling we'll make their acquaintance sooner or later.
There's something else I wanted to ask about.
What?
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
By the way, I'm going to sing karaoke here.
Absolutely out of the question.
You wait and see, cafeteria man. Absolutely in the question. First we find a sad banger. Then we sing this place to shit.
Goodbye. The dishes are drying, the smell of chemicals and pine trees.
A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. This must be the Whirling's cook. As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely foreign language. The only words you can make out are Garanzi and Kubek.
Juice, I have never heard that song. I don't really know Harry Styles much either.
It must be his name. Garanzi. Garanzi Kubek. Sounds representative.
Ah, Garassi. I've got some questions to ask.
The man puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air.
We've got some impressive pots there.
He smiles and bangs his ladle against each of his pots in turn.
I don't think I need anything else. Stay masculine. An aroma of spices, alcohol, and tomato hang in the air. Hello, door without a handle.
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimpled lock. It's painted blue.
He probably would, Trom. If it existed in this universe, which it doesn't.
You immediately feel drawn to the color. Blue is for mystery.
Blue is where the postcard was. Touch the door.
The cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch. The stainless steel door is flush with its frame on every side. Old cobalt paint, rough on the fingers. 40, 50 years since this was painted, maybe.
Try to push on the door.
The door does not budge.
Wonder where this door leads.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads?
Part of the whirling in rags. There's something about this place that makes me want to know.
Eccentric. But okay, I suppose we could look into it. As a side investigation.
Hell yeah, Kim. Come along on my whirlwind ride.
He's not bothered by your eccentricity.
Hello,
He seems
gamer.
genuinely intrigued himself.
The door and the main investigation will merge into a stereo investigation. No, I'm not going to do that.
Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
Thank you, Juice. You have done a good thing. Everybody go follow Gamer. That wasn't a request.
Can I help you?
Gart, I saw another thing.
Another thing. Great. I love those.
There's a mysterious blue steel door in the back of the kitchen.
Oh, yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door.
Do you know what's behind it? Do you have...
No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years. It's just the frit warehouse, probably.
Okay, so he has been wondering about it.
Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk and dust.
He runs his finger across the counter to check for dirt.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
I think you'd like to know what's back there.
Fine, okay, a little. But my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked door in one of the cafeterias I manage. So I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals. And I haven't found a key, so good luck with that.
Okay, so you say you haven't found a key. Have you tried the logical next step, which is high-yield explosive? Now, I know what you're going to say, but we could clean up afterwards.
Yes?
Ooh, we got a point. Chat, we got a point. Is it the time, perhaps, for more punchies? Or shall we try to go smart and be vaguely more logical than we currently are? Shall we fix up our completely fucked up authority? Or shall we try to be able to see anything based on just the world around us? So many options. More empathetic? Higher pain threshold? Better reaction speed? What are our thoughts, chat? Especially remembering that punching is an option. At least at one point. I'm always surprised by where some of these fit. Oh, Half-Life is let the body take control. So I guess that makes sense. I think I'm going to get ready to punch the bad man in his bad face. And that will require a very powerful physical instrument. I think I'm going with this one. It's all about money, you know. The bottle of rum has been knocked over. Beautiful, dark liquid is spilling out. A man is sleeping at the table wearing mud-caked boots and rolled-down overalls. The back of his shirt reads Wild Pines, encircled by a logo with a tree.
He looks one with the table. It would take quite some effort to wake him up. A colourful piece of plastic is dangling from his carabiner. Makes your fingers itch.
You know, I'm just gonna look up. What is a carabiner? It's a word. Or... It's a word I've seen, but I don't know. Holy shit, it's one of those? It's one of those, like, metal loops where you can, like, push part of it in. And you... similar to what they use for, like, climbing clips. That's what that's called.
On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine.
Pick up the pills.
The man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does.
Inspect the piece of plastic on his carabiner.
It's a dock worker's ID, doubling as a shift card and a job permit. A young, able-bodied man stares back at you from the photo. Santiago S. John.
Huh. This feels like it could be very useful. I'm just not sure where. But this will definitely be useful if I can potentially steal it from him. Chat, I'm gonna try.
You fumble
Fuck!
the spring-loaded gate of the carabiner, but to no avail. The dangling items refuse to come loose. They just jingle in an ever louder manner.
My rolls have been really bad today.
Like fucking sleigh bells. What are you doing? You're gonna get caught.
Stop finger fucking him, officer! I'm responsible for these oafs and their stuff. Even Sleepy there.
Excuse me, Gart, that is not what was happening. I was trying to rob him, not finger fuck him. What? No, I wasn't. I'm just checking if the man is feeling okay.
Yeah, sure. I don't care. Just don't finger bang his stuff, okay?
Sir!
To be honest, he's correct. Police officers generally don't go around appropriating possessions from people. Let's go.
It was just an idea. Come on, relax everyone. It didn't turn out well. Doesn't mean it was a bad idea. Or that you shouldn't appropriate stuff.
Yeah, Trump, just ask Juice or Chester, who are the two mods here at the moment, to add a quote. Fine, I'll try to wake him up.
There is only one way to wake this bone idol from his slumber. Roar like a hurricane. Rip the buildings from the earth.
Wake up! This is an order, I am the law, or no words, just a primordial scream.
Why the yelling man?
The 30-something man slowly lifts his head and gives you a pensive look. I just wanted to see what would happen if I yelled. You're alive? You looked out for the long count there.
Wait, what? I was just sleeping. What do you want, officer?
See anything interesting in your dreams?
Thank God, no.
Was it a fathomless darkness into which we ought to be deferred, like corpses to a mausoleum? So Trom only mods can add quotes. So you're gonna have to ask either Juice or Chester to add it. Tell me, was it a bliss free of X somethings? Oh yes, Trom, that is exactly what I said.
The worker stares at you, his eyes dry from sleep. A web of wrinkles covers his tanned forehead.
I don't know what you're talking about, kind sir. But when I'm out, then I'm really out. No X anything. Just quality time.
A little me time in the abyssal pelagic zone. You can never return to it now. Only detective work remains. wakefulness, and detection. Fuck sleep. Despite the headache and the queasiness, you feel like you've got at least a 10-kilometer run in you.
Chester, we don't talk about that. Oh, Josh, thank you for clipping it as well. Tell me about Wild Pines.
That's the name of my employer. I work in logistics.
He doesn't sound too enthusiastic about this.
How's that going?
How's it going?
The dock worker lets out a big yawn, then stares at the cafeteria's terrace doors. Some fingerprints glisten on the glass.
Haven't you noticed what's going on outside?
Of course, it's a total madhouse.
Good. Then you understand the gist of it. We would all be better off without the employers and their employment. For one, I can get some goddamn shut-eye. Right to sleep, I say.
God, this dude's making me tired. Why are you sleeping here while the others are striking? Hey, chat. Sleeping can be part of striking.
Nate got it. Majoret's got it. He's guarding the gate. I'm just getting some sleep. Or was.
The way he says Measurehead implies ultimate trust in this head reckoner's physical prowess. He seems like a worthy rival. You should slay him.
Okay. That's certainly a lot of words for... You should slay him, sir. Relax. Who's behind organizing the strike?
We are. The workers. The union. We know what we need. What's right for us.
You mean there's no leader?
Okay. I guess there's also Everard. He's in charge of the union. He's smart. Knows how to negotiate. He's got our back.
The yassification of Disco Elysium. What about the dead body in the yard?
Yeah, what about it?
You seem cool with it. Do you have many of those hanging from the trees here?
You know, people die here every day. Someone's found in a ditch, another one falls in a manhole, a third one gets eaten by stray dogs.
Sound normal.
If someone has decided to die on top of a tree, then how is it my concern?
Someone has to look into it. I'm that someone. Tell me what you know.
I can tell you this. Trouble's ahead.
You have a pretty solid feeling that the man's not just mouthing off. He's strong, but even he has reasons to be cautious here.
What trouble?
You heard what I said. Draw your own conclusions. That's all I know, and I prefer to keep it this way.
The lieutenant gives you a little nod, then makes a note in his blue notebook. So Union people think he was a killer, he thinks. Even sleepy hair. This doesn't help a lot, but it's something. Good work, detective.
Hell yeah! Kim approves. Yours? Point at the bottle and the spilt rum.
Indeed. Help yourself to some. Wait. No. Oh, it's empty. Sorry about that, pal.
Alright, I'll let you sleep.
The dock worker doesn't answer. His head is already back down on the table, in sweet sleep.
I'm really disappointed that I couldn't get his card. I feel like that could have been something very useful. I'm not sure how or why. I'm just convinced. Actually, let's take this opportunity to ask him about the case.
What do you want to know?
Literally anything about it. I can't remember a single thing.
Ah, yes. The case brief you missed. Now I remember.
Brief, yes, that sounds good.
3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute.
Does the briefing say who the victim was?
A security guard or worker of some sort, hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay from Martinez, of course. We need to find out the truth.
Why didn't we know anything about the caller?
They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex.
Why hide themselves?
There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The Dock Workers Union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
Let me just make this perfectly clear. Our job here is to find the killer.
That's right.
I've heard from different precincts. Why are we on the same case?
I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition.
No.
His disdain is clear. This man would not use such an expression otherwise.
What do you mean?
You don't know? I assumed you were in on it.
I don't remember being in on anything.
That's good.
Tell me about it.
What's there to say? It's just stupidity.
Of what type, sir? I don't know anything.
The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinez is part of Jamrock or the industrial.
Oh.
Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality. So we've let the union make
Max?
mockery of law enforcement here. And now it's come to its natural conclusion.
Max, thank you. Thank you for 6 months. Good lord, man. It has been half a year. Yeah, and I don't mind at all. I appreciate the lurk. And if you do want to catch up, this is a second playthrough I'm doing. So this is only my 3rd stream. So it shouldn't take too long to catch up on the VODs. Yeah, let's just check that I've uploaded all the VODs for this. So yeah. But thank you so much for the sub. That's so appreciated. So this is a struggle over who runs Martinez.
Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to police Martinez than who has to. It's an orphan district, in other words. I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th, I can tell you that. Time to settle it, they said. Cop off. But I assure you, I am not their finest or toughest with 102 cases solved. What I am is least interested in a pissing competition.
Sir, if you ever again say that you are not the finest, I will be having words with your self-esteem.
So he volunteered to represent the 57th, but not out of competitiveness. On the contrary.
So you volunteered to spoil it?
Yes. I am an unrepentant spoil sport.
Hell yeah, Kim! Some sports deserve to be spoiled. What's special about Martinez?
Martinez? Nothing. It's just a puddle at the end of some drain pipe. No one cares about this place. They care about sports. Most of our colleagues don't even know how to get here. North of the interchange doesn't exist.
A tremble comes over you. Another after effect of ethanol poisoning, perhaps. feels like leaves do when they rustle in the breeze, somewhere far away, below the turbine.
I don't think
The
I have,
51st
Chester.
and
I'm
the
very sad.
57th. The lieutenant was right. It's not about who gets what's north. It's about who doesn't.
I wonder what this says about me, that I was sent by my station. Chester, I don't think I have. I feel awful. Up to you, Max. I would definitely not complain. Fuck yeah, Juice. Okay, chat. This is up to you again. I was sent to teach you a lesson in style. There can only be one conclusion. I am the finest we have. A hero cop sent to outperform you in every imaginable way. I must be an augury, an apocalyptic omen sent by my people. Can you guess my message? Don't be scared, but I think I might have supernatural abilities. 5, I probably have an unbelievable kill count. Or 6, I'm gonna leave why I was sent unspecified. So, I'll leave this up to you. Oh, that was very quick. Apparently, we think we might be psychic.
He opens one hand and looks at it. A moment passes.
Which school do you subscribe to? Mambo or Jambo?
Oh my god. Kim, can we just leave and get married? Which one is the one where you hear your Thai talk to you?
Mental illness.
Because I have that!
So, the 41st Precinct sent you because you are the most mentally ill out of all the officers at your station?
It's not that bad. I'm sure we have officers way more mentally ill than me.
Then why did they send you?
He's just so fucking deadpan when he says mental illness. Oh, the second highest was an apocalyptic omen sent by my people.
No.
There. I don't like this apocalyptic one though.
Was there anything else you wanted to ask about the competition?
Enough of the competition then.
Yes, it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned it.
He's actually glad it's addressed now.
So. Wait. Why are suicide jokes giving me a bonus to logic? Also, why did I choose to play a character without a brain? This was an awful decision to make. Fuck it. I'm rolling the dice. I've rolled terribly every time I've had good odds, so maybe I'll roll well when I have terrible odds. Why did the 41st send me?
Because you're the best
Nope.
qualified. No, that doesn't seem right.
Dumb brain, I'm good for nothing.
You look dumb if you keep the lieutenant waiting for too long.
I want to talk about you, baby.
I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation.
We'll work better together if we have more rapport.
That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know?
You're wearing glasses.
That's correct.
That makes him a binoclard. Completely uncopped material, if you say so yourself.
I'm not gonna call him that. Glasses are cool. They are! And Kim has the best glasses.
Are they? They are mostly just cumbersome.
But they look so good on you.
You could use a good, normal pair yourself.
You don't look like other people around here.
That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul. So was my grandmother, but from my mother's side. It's not an interesting topic.
What is Seoul?
It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be interesting.
As far as I'm aware, it is this world's equivalent of China. You're making it sound uninteresting. I still want to know more about it.
You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents, and I've never been to Seoul. I'm a regular Revacholier.
Okay, that's fine.
He's glad to have shut down your question.
Do you ever talk with yourself?
What do you mean?
You know, when you're thinking. Do you ever have conversations with your brain?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So you're saying your brain never just chimes in with advice or warnings?
I can't say that it does, no. When I need to think, I just use my notebook.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages.
Okay, that's valid, but...
That's where his conversations with himself take place. You're super lucid, yet psychedelic. You don't need office supplies to connect to your nervous system. You're special.
Tell me a secret about yourself.
No.
I don't want to push. He's
The
too
lieutenant
sweet.
nods.
Good. Let's change the subject.
Now, I did want to check this, the doomed industrial
With
sector.
a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center.
Andro Orlando Hair.
You ring the doorbell, but no one answers. Just seeing the words Andro Orlando gets your hackles up. Its very existence is a threat to your masculinity, to say nothing of your hair.
Sir, if your masculinity is threatened by the existence of a hairdresser, you have bigger problems. 24-hour window.
You ring the doorbell, but nothing happens.
Emma's Fashion Atelier.
You wait for a minute or two, but all you get from the call box is silence. No one answers the call.
Hello, Chan. East Delta Pinball.
Silence. No
Heck.
one answers your call.
Empty card.
This button looks new, but someone has removed the name card. Nothing happens when you try to ring it.
Huh. This button looks new. It's probably not connected yet.
Fine. Main hall, building B, whirling in rags.
Nothing happens after you ring the doorbell. They don't want to talk to you. Looks like someone has melted half the plastic off with a lighter. The doorbell doesn't work anymore.
It is true that Chen is incredibly cute.
You hear static from the intercom speaker. It sounds as if someone has picked up the receiver, but isn't saying anything.
Is anyone there?
Yes, hello. This is Tricentennial Electric.
Oh.
Have you come to place an order?
This is connected incorrectly. That's fascinating. Hell yeah, Max. Hold on, Tricentennial Electrics? I thought I was calling Slipstream SCA.
My God.
The lieutenant exchanges a look with you.
Sorry?
It's you. My God. I didn't think I would hear your voice.
What?
It's a woman, and she knows you. Your heart beats faster.
What?
No, something's wrong here. Are you sure she's talking to you?
Who are you? Where are you?
Michelle, just please.
I ain't who you think I am.
Sounds like a ghost. Wind blows through your clothes and you feel detached from your surroundings. Inside the building, a cold memory hangs.
Why did you even call? I don't understand. You've been gone for months. I thought you didn't care.
Hold on. Tell me what's going on. What did I do?
Ever since I came to work here, it's been different. As if my mind's been wiped clean.
What the fuck is this game?
A spot of static overrides her words. When she speaks again, it sounds like she's submerged.
It's so nice. It's so nice to be able to finally forget.
Forget about what?
She sounds like she's about to cry. The cold is deep under your skin, as if you were talking to someone who's 100 years away. Somewhere inside the building, water is flooding the cellar floor.
Oh god, please don't cry.
She doesn't answer.
You said it was nice. What's so nice about forgetting?
Silence. The only thing you can hear now is static and waves washing ashore on the bay.
What just happened?
Another seagull passes by. It's getting cold standing there, staring at the silent call box.
I don't know what happened either. We should probably stop playing with this thing.
Alright, it's a goodbye then.
You press the number sign on the keypad that terminates the call. 12 name cards on the call box read.
So I can try to call again. I have a very low chance, but it's a white check that I can potentially redo. I have to try. Because what the fuck was that?
Whatever she says, it can't hurt you. You're
I succeeded!
Stronger, healthier, and... Alright, maybe not healthier, but it's a bonus that you've drunk so hard you can't remember any of your past relationships. Oblivion's the ace in your corner.
No, Max. I've got it on the side here. I'm just not using it super often. I'm mostly using it just for just for a few things, especially when all of the options are equally good. I also haven't used the boosting much. I'm gonna use it later. Hey, bitch, back to you, Bubbles. Call her again.
There's a light buzz as you press the doorbell, waiting for her to answer the call. It's cold outside, and you can hear the wind blowing into the speaker.
I'm glad you seem to have your internet set up, Bubbles.
A strange metallic taste fills your mouth as you stare at the intercom.
Yes, hello. This is Tricentennial Electric. Have you come to place an order?
Hi, it's me again. I wanted to talk to you.
My God.
Here come the bad vibes again. Relax. Distance yourself from it.
When will you be getting your internet then, Bubbles? Hopefully soon. Please don't hang up. I just want to explain myself.
It's you.
Oh, before you can finish your sentence, the voice continues speaking.
My gosh, I didn't think I would hear your voice again.
This is the exact same. This is exactly the same. Should be but Morrow. That's good to know.
Wait, is she...
Are you repeating your words?
Michelle, just please.
This is pre-recorded?
Why did you even call? I don't understand. You've been gone for months. I thought you didn't care.
Just stop it already. Stop repeating your words.
The voice from the intercom doesn't answer, but you can hear her breathing. Wind blows.
This is
into
so
your microphone
weird.
Again, crackling and echoing in the box. Your hands are getting cold and your breathing becomes visible, forming small silvery puffs in the air.
Is it over? Can we talk now?
Ever since I came to work here, it's been different. As if my mind's been wiped clean.
This is bizarre.
It's so nice. It's so nice to be able to finally forget about you.
And then it hits you.
You're a recording.
She tries again not to cry, and still doesn't succeed completely. Her quiet sobs sound old and distant, as if her voice is being played off a wax cylinder.
The number of times this game manages to catch me off guard or completely floor me, even on a second playthrough, is just astounding.
Real or not, your mirror neurons react. It feels painful to be listening to this. Anger boils up in your chest.
Why does it still feel like it's my fault?
Her sound melts into the static from a long-distance phone call. From time to time, you can hear people talking in the distance, but can't make out any words. This is where you hung up the call the last time, but the recording is still going.
Keep listening.
A phone rings in the office with an old-fashioned chime, and someone walks by in a pair of heels. The static is like a warm blanket wrapped around the sounds.
Yeah, Bubbles, that will carry on for a while. Is anyone there?
No one replies, but the static grows stronger like rainfall. Then a female voice speaks out, completely different from the one before. Glorious and total somehow, crawling inside your head.
For 300 years I have been here, volatile and luminous, made of sodium and rain.
What the fuck?
If you want me, you can find me on the beach. Dans la dernière balle.
So,
The strange alien thought pattern ends. The lieutenant cuts in, inspecting the intercom.
it was a recording trapped in the circuitry from some ancient tenant. This sometimes happens. Shall we conclude here? We have other mysteries to solve.
Wait, a recording trapped in the circuitry?
I don't have time to explain it to you right now. Maybe sometime later.
Something weird just happened to me.
Don't take this the wrong way, but during our short stint working together, something weird is almost always happening to you.
You know what? Valid.
Silence. No one's home at Fortress Accident. Silence. No one answers the doorbell.
Okay, so that was a complete waste of time. It was fascinating, but you know. also a waste of time. Oh. Oh, okay, these are the books. This book appears to be erotica, but without actual erotica. That sounds like the worst kind of book. I want to go back to the gym and see if there's more I can do here. Because I feel like I missed something. And yet, no.
The barbell waits patiently on the floor, like a dog for its master.
Fuck, I've got a headache. This is gonna be worse. Ooh. Chat, I'll leave it up to you if you want to help me or hinder me. Either way, I am going to attempt to lift the barbell. No matter what you do, I'm going to attempt. If you want to help me, you can... It's physics, physic or something like that I want to boost. If you want to hurt me, then you can -1 that. It's entirely up to you. You have 15 seconds. I am making an awful decision. Especially since Bubbles is in chat. Oh! Chat helped! I don't think you can do it on mobile, Bubbles. Doesn't matter, I still failed.
You manage to hoist it off the ground, but the barbell feels wobbly and dangerous. Your hands slick with sweat. Turns out you're no beast, just an old man with bad form.
Okay, well that's just rude.
See? This place is cursed. Even your body has failed you. It's a miracle you didn't injure yourself.
I love option 3, given that I have intelligence of 1. Like, I am intellectually impaired. That's the thing, Max. It's one of the few games where failure rarely feels like outright failure. Seems like I'm a little out of shape. Or maybe these gloves just suck.
Proper weightlifting gloves would definitely afford a better grip.
I did miss a thing. There's a whole fucking stairway. Ooh, Kim wants to talk to me?
It's dark. And the flashlight works a lot better if you hold it in your hand.
Flashlights go in hand? Stare at your hand uncomprehendingly.
Yes, you might even call it a feature of the universe that you need to hold tools to use them.
That makes so much sense.
Right. Now let's get to it.
Oh. Kim, you wonderful man, you. Wild animals stare at you in the dark, stuffed and mounted. A large demijohn full of strange liquid. I could go for some strange liquid. Airship rotors covered in spider webs. They remind you of blades. Is there any way to get in there? No straightforward way. A naked mannequin torso. A strange yellow color. Thank you for the ada-ada, Bubbles. I'm glad this is making you horny. Blue velvet, soft to the touch. Moth bitten. Ooh. Yes! $3. And thank you for the dutes, Max. Skis with slipstream printed on the laminated top layer. Steel rotor blades bearing a slipstream logo. Production schedule filament memory. No, you know what? That's actually valid, Bubbles. I'll give you that.
Hans, are we the baddies?
We might be.
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes like some ancient cave mural.
This is one of my favorite weird things in the game. The way computers work is completely different.
Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board.
Inspect the drawings.
These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins, casting wax-based magic.
Fuck yes, that's such a cool idea.
Translucent welkins, with organs shining under their skin, and even ether welkins, hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. Who are all those creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind?
Hello, Wax.
One of the welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however.
Examine the welkin. This is important.
It's Vara Hamira, a high welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-welkin races will be purged.
Fucking why is there so much racism even in D&D?
The Haldor, the Twarg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with Welkin, Green Welkin, Dread Welkin, and the High Welkin to rule them all.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little Welkin creatures.
Who are these creatures? Who drew them? Are they real? I have so many questions.
This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real.
One of them is a Welkin supremacist.
Mm-hmm. Political commentary. That one has a great beard, too.
Well, this has been educational. Let's move on from the Welkins.
Just look at those details. So much effort.
And for what? All gone.
Inspect the photos.
The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees grown in under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried-up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. Albeit dark and cold, this vision also feels cozy in its own way, like eggnog or morphine, a much-needed respite from our own world.
Eggnog or morphine? Those are not the same kind of thing.
A pinned postcard reads, "The heat death scenario, a desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe."
Inspect the schedule. Hell yes, Bubbles. That's very good.
This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money.
God, please don't remind me about sprints.
As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days.
Yeah, that's how a lot of projects go.
Failure and regret dwell in this region.
Looks like they didn't make it.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details."
I've got that.
The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: "Call in, tune out," "Wirral untethered," and "Heat death of the universe." Outside, a cold wind wraps the building in its bosom. Snowflakes in the wind. An old woman passes what the locals call the doomed commercial area. She tries hard not to look at the bookstore windows. It's unwise.
Chester got nuggies?
This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece
Oh
of paper
boy!
still hangs.
I'm so hungry, I could eat an Octorok!
God, me too, Wax. I wasn't until Chester mentioned nuggies.
The radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside.
He sounds surprised and a bit cautious.
This is the Ream Civic radio computer, model RC5120, equipped with a Feld mainframe and a Ream-compatible printer.
Do you think I should turn it on?
We have one of these down at the station, but I never really learned how to use it.
Well, turn it on.
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open.
Look inside the compartment.
It's empty, like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling, disconnected. The filament you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment.
Insert the production schedule.
Like a smooth drawer, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking.
Play.
A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's
Sure, Bubbles.
magnetic driver.
Have a good Mother Day.
Have you stirred the ghost of the doomed commercial area from its rest? Could this be its dismembered heart beginning to flutter? Oh no. It was already glowing and now it's also making a sound. It's probably some alien CO-like technology.
Sir, it's not. Also, don't be racist.
The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air.
Good evening, Fortress Accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
That's not Inland Empire. That's Half-Light. But yes. What's the production schedule?
The filament you have inserted into the reader.
You mean that glowing thing I put inside?
Yes. Is that the production schedule?
Yes.
Good. Please repeat the password.
You should ask her for a hint.
A password? I'm really bad at passwords. Can you give me a hint?
No.
Well, this is the police. Please open the thing.
I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder for Fortress Accident. Without filing a warrant with Lintel, I cannot give you access to this filament.
Fuck.
I'm afraid we are not doing that, unless we want to wait for a month.
Now, can you please repeat the password?
I don't know the password, lady.
Received. I will register this login attempt.
That sounds bad. A login attempt. Something a criminal would do.
Or a bumbling amnesiac.
Don't worry. Passwords have a way of turning up sooner or later.
Fortress Accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Why did you call me Fortress Accident?
Fortress Accident is the company on whose name the terminal you are currently using has been registered to.
Do you have any other information about this company?
One moment.
You hear her flip through a catalog before she reads out with studious care.
Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says.
Sure, Max. Keep safe. And what's that? This interactive call-in radio game?
Any other questions?
What are you? A machine or are you alive?
Yes, I am alive. I am 74 years old and my name is Yvonne.
She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid.
Okay, but where are you? How did you know where I am?
I work as a repeater at the East Insulindian repeater station. It's my job to know where you are, Fortress Accident. As for me, well, I am sitting in my cubicle, surrounded by a wall of radios.
On an island on the river Esperance, a small woman, all skin and bones, sits in a room filled with audio equipment. Thousands of tiny lights are reflected back from her prescription lenses, like stars in the dark. Doesn't it get lonely, sitting there all by herself?
Doesn't it get lonely doing this job?
Lonely? Why would it get lonely? I get to talk to people all day.
That's why she does this.
Now, please tell me if there's anything else I can do, Fortress Accident.
It's all for now.
Thank you, and goodbye.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys shine on the keyboard.
Press print.
Nothing happens.
Okay.
The filament slides out of its glowing nest.
Okay, it doesn't feel like there's anything else to do here.
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker, the mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient.
Am I looking at?
Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic.
Radio frequencies for what?
Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced.
Of course. The anatomy of the curse.
Perhaps. The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled the Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants. Looks like a surveillance program.
It does.
They must have had massive airwidth. These things don't come cheap.
Wait, who's the Game Master?
Someone very important. The leader of a massive on-air game built by these people.
If it's a game, then who's playing?
Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like.
So yeah, I love this idea for a pre-internet MMO where basically you call into radio stations and moves are kind of compiled and put together.
All of this is gone, left unrealized.
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became.
The cost of Airwidth alone must have been huge.
Exactly. This schedule, I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
What else?
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages.
Scribbled across a notebook. Developers of the most advanced RPG in the universe.
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace?
It's just a failed business. The only question is, what the hell were they making?
Yes, that is the question.
The lieutenant takes a step back, steepling his hands.
Like he's ready to lay out a fine theory, crafted together like a puzzle box.
Hell yeah, my man.
It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers.
Utter madness, he thinks, as a compliment.
How are they planning to do that?
Through call-in stations. None of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game, as long as they have a two-way radio.
Again, such a cool concept for a pre-internet MMO, essentially.
Then there's the game master frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the stories, functioning as a master of ceremonies of sorts.
His fascination has swept aside other concerns for the moment. He's a little hooked. Coordinating so many games would take a whole switchboard of people, possibly divided into sub-frequencies.
Has anyone ever done this before?
Not to my knowledge. They make automated games in Graz, Messina, Königstein. You know, places with industry. But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an inter-isolary game before. We just don't have the technology.
And this was a role-playing game.
Indeed. Those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the WeWorld board game, with hit death thrown in.
What do you think happened to the company?
No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard.
Wow.
Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but...
The world is cold and lonely. This would keep it company. Let's finish it.
It's too late for that, I'm afraid.
Look, he says, looking around the derelict room. The pipes howl and a rat crosses the floor.
Okay, let's keep moving.
Him is so wonderful. God, I remember how creepy this part of the game is. Money? Hell yeah.
You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost and the bear's eyes are glowing red. This ice bear is a hyper carnivore. Be careful.
It's also inanimate. What is this thing? It looks like a giant ice bear.
The lieutenant doesn't answer. His eyes are glued to the animal. A sharp slice of light shines out from its mysterious belly door.
Crack open the door.
A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator.
If it weren't a refrigerator, I would say definitely yes, Chester.
The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun.
Relax, Kim. It's a fridge.
Of course, just a giant ice bear-shaped fridge.
He relaxes his hand, his face bathed in the harsh light of the open fridge.
Let's take a look inside.
Look inside.
The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge.
Take the note from the door.
You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
Hell yeah! Fridge magnet percent complete. Examine one of the ice cream
A
wrappers.
friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge.
What is a giant bear-shaped fridge doing in an abandoned cellar in the first place?
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge.
Lieutenant reaches for one of the wrappers. He studies it in the light. So they tried to sell ice cream from this hyper carnivore.
I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice. What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
The lieutenant points at the red snaky cable running from the fridge.
The fridge buzzes with energy. The electricity bill on this thing must be catastrophic.
God, me too, Chester. Close the door.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black. Looks like this furnace has a face, and it's a face of agony.
Kim, what is this thing? Is it a furnace?
Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney. No one has used it in ages. No signs of any recent fire. Only dead rats.
Look inside.
It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other. Near the smoke chamber, upstairs.
What are you doing?
I'm not sure, Kim. I think I can hear someone talking upstairs.
Wait, really? We should investigate. See if someone's upstairs.
Physical instrument. Ooh! Okay. Very good chance. Apparently calling that company twice has given me a better chance of yelling hello into the furnace. That doesn't make sense, but I'm glad.
Something breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then...
Hello?
You've awakened the entity.
I summoned the ghost of the doomed commercial area. I'm not going to say that, but I just love that line. Hello? Are you there? Speak to me.
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the second floor. I'll open it.
Hell yes.
You hear a low rumble upstairs. The sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
I'm sorry, Juice. Holy fuck, that must have killed you.
After you, officer.
The wall collapsed. It's inaccessible now. It says you. Just want to explore a little bit more first. The flashlight casts a strange shadow. There is a hidden doorway here. Go. Two rusty rifles are hidden above the piping. They look inoperable.
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in.
Where are we?
Seems like an old bunker from the revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. Must be an old weapons cache.
Look, there's a hole in the wall. Shine light on the hidden compartment.
There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you want to take a look?
I do.
Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs. Rummaging around, you find rusty rifles hidden away.
I just want to say, the phrase, your hand reaches deep into darkness and spider webs, is just the worst thing. That, for me, is horror.
Are these
rifles, Kim? Inspect the
Most
rifles.
of them are rusty and inoperable, like the rest. But one catches your eye. A bolt-action model with a fine wood stock, in better cosmetic order than the others.
This one looks nice.
That's a rare sight. seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way.
What does it mean, a rifle here?
It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martinez. It's an interesting coincidence, I would say. Might come in useful in the future.
He likes this find.
Someone has stuck some busted guns beneath the ceiling. A thing to interact with. How very exciting. A frozen ice cream maker that's still running. Oh, I remember this. Hell yeah, more money.
Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby.
Unplug the black cable.
Dies with a soft electric purr.
Why did you do that?
It's black. It's not like the red one. Because it's black. The color of immeasurable cosmos. Or, I don't know why I unplugged it. I do things without any reason. Chat, help me decide. These are all fantastic. Okay, so somebody wants to go full mysterious, or several somebodies. That was my instinct as well, so I'm glad.
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything. The electric distribution board now has one cable missing.
The actual reason, though, is, if I remember correctly, you can eventually open this, but if it's frozen, it's much more difficult to do so. Ooh, insane mesh tank top for more drama. Intercom wires running into the breaker box. And I opened the door. Right, I can go back in. I can go back in. This game really is wonderful. It does so much that, honestly, I've never seen another game do half as well. An ice cream maker, defrosted and unplugged. Wait. Oh yeah, I've got new clothes. And I've got a really fancy rifle. For some reason. Oh, I can look closer at the mug.
What's there to read here? Not much.
I didn't realize I could interact with this. There's quite a lot to read into here, actually. Look at all that content.
Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed-away mug that you dug out of the garbage?
This mug is an example of prejudice. I'm going to use it as an example of what not to do.
But it was in the trash. Why not just call it out when you see it? Or do some volunteering work. Just finish your case, detective.
Okay, valid. I just wanted to look at the mug. Oh, I didn't look at the handwritten note.
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Does it say anything interesting?
The lieutenant leans closer to read the crumpled note over your shoulder.
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active.
It's like a spidey sense. Read the note.
Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe.
The illiterate ginger kid. Well, we know who that is.
You'll find the filament memory with the offsite copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care, Sully Swaff.
That's interesting. So another one of those filaments, but they keep it frozen. Wonder who wrote that note.
Looks like someone from that radio game company upstairs. I'm a little surprised they just left their property lying here.
Maybe they had to leave in a hurry.
That's a plausible hypothesis.
Remind me again, what's a filament memory?
It belongs inside a radio computer, storing its memory. It's like a tape. You listen to disco tapes, right? It's like one of your disco tapes, only for a computer.
Hell yeah, I listen to disco tapes.
It's like the production schedule you found. Only this one's an off-site copy.
Who's the illiterate ginger kid?
Really? You don't have a single guess?
The lieutenant looks at you, the corner of his mouth curving into a smug grin. You mean Kuno?
Oh, I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on the filament memory. Even if he doesn't know what to do with it, he'd probably try to pawn it for speed, based on our encounter.
You have any idea where the frozen ice cream maker could be?
I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the ice bear fridge.
Didn't you see one right next to the breaker box?
I did. And can I now interact with it? I can. How very exciting. I do feel sorry for Kuno.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting.
Kuno is first and foremost a victim of his environment. He's a shithead, but like, how could he not be without wanting to justify his behavior? That's just kind of how it goes with the situation. It's not entirely his fault, is what I'm saying. Turn the ice cream crank.
Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance, you hear water dripping. It's all gone now. You'll never become a poet or an entrepreneur.
You can become a poet at any age.
What better to assuage the creeping sense of failure than some frozen fat and sugar?
The Kuno lore is something I know from my previous playthrough.
You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold for you to get a good grip. A pry bar would come in handy here. No,
right, I'm not holding
this is going to need something else. Some kind of super pry bar. Don't even try to open it with a regular pry bar. You're just wasting your time. If you want to try again, then you need to have the pry bar in your hand, detective.
Okay, so I believe it is possible, but nearly impossible, to do this with the normal
this
pry bar.
orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting.
Yeah. +2, machine unplugged. +1, better grip with gloves. -20, pry bar not strong enough. I need to roll a double 6 to open this.
The ice squeaks beneath
I did
the
not.
pry bar. You think you've got the bar jammed in there pretty well, but the lid simply won't budge.
What is this?
You see the pry bar's metal handle bending right before your very eyes.
Yeah, well, that's a good pry bar. I'm not criticizing it, but this ice cream maker is frozen shut. It takes an advanced tool to get it open.
Did we get one of those?
I have no idea, officer. This ice cream maker isn't important enough to requisition a special tool.
You don't know that!
Sooner or later, you will stumble upon a tool mighty enough. Then we will know what's in this mysterious ice cream maker.
Fine, let's go talk to the lady upstairs. She seemed nice. We probably don't even need to truth stick her. Although it's 8:30 at night, I'm not sure how interested she would be in a visit from a random pantsless man. Oh, she's fine with it, apparently. This tray is full of dice. Colorful polyhedral dice. Hundreds of them. The candy dispenser has been repurposed to contain thousands of dice.
Hello, I'm Nia.
A bird-like woman sits on a throne of tools, with emerald light shining through her hair.
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Melius.
She taps on her headphones.
So what kind of die are you looking for?
Could this be the malicious entity? Perhaps it's wise to go along with this masquerade for now.
Hold on, what do you mean by milieux?
Yes, a Milieu is like a call-in station. You need a two-way radio to access one. That's why I have these. Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting. I was so absorbed, I must have missed you knocking.
You must have me confused with someone else. I haven't knocked on your window.
Then how did you get inside? By the south entrance? You know what? It doesn't even matter. What matters is that you're finally here. Let's talk dice. Did you have something specific in mind?
Why are you asking me about dice?
I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
As she speaks, her bone-like fingers fiddle with a ring. Her bones light, but her hands strong.
God damn, this writing is good. Sure. I like role-playing games and I need some dice.
Very good. My rate is 10 real per set, unless you want something really unusual.
That might be more of a problem, on account of I am a pantsless hobo.
Take a look around and see if there's any particular stone you want to use.
The walls around you are covered with rows of precious stones and minerals.
This person means you, or no one else. Absolutely no harm. She will answer freely and honestly.
I do, Max. I've got 22 real. But I'm role-playing being completely destitute. What do you know about the man who was lynched?
Nothing really. I didn't know him.
Who cares about the dead body? We might be dealing with a malignant entity here.
We're not. Fuck off.
The lieutenant looks at his notebook. Then the woman under the large window.
Your window looks directly onto the courtyard. You're saying you didn't see or hear anything unusual last Sunday evening?
I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window.
What do you mean by daily ruckus?
Well, there's always something going on in the Whirling's backyard.
She stops to try and come up with an example.
During daytime, there are usually those kids. And lately, I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about. Must be because of the strike.
She's not sorry to disappoint you. Informing on someone in a murder investigation would intrude upon her focused existence.
But I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid.
And you never took your eyes off the work to look out of the window?
I might have, but in this case, all I would have seen is my own reflection staring
Right.
in the darkness.
Light inside, dark outside.
It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside. Besides, I rarely get up to look out the window when I'm in the zone.
Do you often work Sunday nights?
It's an odd profession, making dice for people. But I like it, and I prefer doing this to sitting at home.
I see. Thank you for your answers.
She nods.
Anything else, officer?
I'd like to order a die from you.
Tell me what you have in mind.
This is so cool. You can actually order dice? Given that this is a dice-based game, I'm curious if this has any effect. I'm looking for something to help with my work.
I think I have just the right one for you.
She opens the top drawer of her work desk and takes something out. 2 polyhedrons, red and blue, are cradled in her palm.
Police colours.
Because I'm a police officer, right?
Not the most original, I know. But sometimes the obvious choice is obvious because it's best. Here, catch. They're a gift from me.
A gift? 58% shot to catch the dice.
You overthink it. Your hands can't agree what to do, and the 2 dice drop to the floor and scatter in opposite directions. Like
my rolls are awful today.
String. The blue one disappears down the pit in the center of the room.
Oh.
Down the drain, like your career. I apologize, officer. That comment was unnecessary.
Pick up the red die.
That one is made of bloodstone with a lapis lazuli inlay. The other one was the inverse. They were a set, you see, but now the set is broken.
Fuck.
It's a shame. They might have brought you luck. You definitely need luck in Martinez.
Is she pitying you? Good God, she's pitying you.
Now, was there anything else?
Hey, where are we anyway?
We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know.
Yeah, it is. He looks at the ruddy bricks that make up the walls. Even though they've been repainted, there are still signs of coal black soot here and there.
But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus.
Plaisance was right. There's an entity living in the chimney. You should ask her about the curse.
Call her an entity on account of she's a person?
Wait here.
I've heard this place is cursed. Did you know that people call it the doomed commercial area?
I've heard the stories, but I don't think those stories are true.
Plaisance is the one who sent me. She's convinced that the place is swarming with malicious energies.
Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energies spared her somehow?
Actually, the bookstore isn't doing that well. There are hardly any customers, and she has to exploit her own daughter to keep the company going.
Oh, right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the whirling in racks? Some people say it's part of the building complex.
Hold on. The whirling is part of the doomed commercial area?
You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the east of the Commerce Central project.
You're right. The whirling doesn't really look like it's cursed. Like, it's not the best place, but it's doing fine.
And then there is me.
She sighs, looking at her messy table. All kinds of tools lie there scattered, from knives to carving files to wire cutters.
I've been here for 14 years, selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million-real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it?
It's because she's in cahoots with the demons.
Half-Light! Just tone it down. She's not in cahoots with the demons. It's because you're competent and dedicated to your craft. The curse doesn't affect people like you.
What, so the curse only affects people with poor work ethics? What you're describing isn't a curse, it's capitalism.
Yeah, capitalism is a curse. I'm glad we agree.
The jig is up. The she-demon knows you've uncovered her true identity.
Sir! You cannot just call her a she-demon!
Time has come to face the source. Fear not, for the forces of the universe are supporting you in this psychic quest.
I'm starting to see that there is no curse. Only business decisions and natural market fluctuations. Like, the only other business we've seen was a hyper-ambitious gaming company that went under. That just fucking happened.
Exactly. Truth is always so disappointingly mundane and boring.
Until it's not.
But I'm glad we got this sorted out. Anything else I can help you with today?
Plaisance is not going to like what you have to tell her.
Shiver's legendary. Why hasn't her business failed? I don't want to say bad things to her. But whenever there's a check, I have to attempt.
You feel nothing. If anything, it's uncomfortably warm in here.
I'm not going to do that. Shivers. Fine, start taking off your clothes. You need to connect.
Excuse me, what are you doing?
The dice maker stares at you while you start to fuss with your pants.
Officer.
Never mind, that was a terrible idea.
Undressing in a stranger's place of business? Yes, it was an unbelievably bad idea.
Miss, I apologize for my colleague's behavior. He's still recovering from an unusual medical episode.
We are, Max. Okay. This is just a cool die. Like, nothing more than that. We got tins? Hell yeah, we got tins. With a postcard. Shoes in a puddle of melting snow. Anyway, I think that's about all we're going to get out of this day, given that it is already nearly 9 p.m. in game. I believe that the die does something. I just wish I hadn't lost the other half of it. It's Disco Elysium. Everything does something. No, there's always more to get out of a gay. Anyway, truth stick must go back in my right hand. It's very important. This 20-sided die is made of bloodstone and inlaid with lapis lazuli, its colors resembling police sirens. Its blue partner is missing. Kinda looks like the fire department arriving on the scene. Got fucked? Shit fingers. Note, look at the map tab in journal to see which white check. What? It reopens some of these? What? That's really interesting. Which ones, I wonder? Huh. I'm not going to do them now, but that's really interesting. Wax, I didn't sell my pants. I just decided not to put them on. I'm sorry, is that a knife block? No, it's just medicine. I don't believe you can sell your pants, disappointingly. Okay. I think the last thing to do is have a debriefing at the end of the day. The only place where you can sell things is the pawn shop. And in the pawn shop, I don't think it's possible to sell clothes.
Yes?
I know there's a way to debrief.
No response. He just arches his brow.
So yeah, I told him I don't remember anything. I really don't remember anything. There was drinking involved.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs?
There is a sudden, harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your personal affairs.
But I'm completely lacking in basic information about even this organization we're in.
Fine. We should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 9 p.m. If you're still having trouble then, I can give you an orientation.
Off hours begin at 9 p.m. Okay.
Focus on other people's troubles, not your own. That is a relief.
You're not wrong, Kim.
Beats twice like a fist. The serotonin deficiency makes your teeth clench.
I'm not gonna say anything mean to Kim. Fuck off, Half-Light.
The lieutenant glances at his electronic wristwatch.
Okay, forget it.
Passes. The lieutenant glances at the sports watch on his wrist.
Okay, time to just hang out with my buddy Kim for 5 minutes. Like, I can't imagine a better way to spend my time. Oh, I'm so close to another point. I'm so close. I know there is a way to pass the time, but I forget what it is. Man, I forgot how wrecked my room was. Kim tries not to look at your broken down bathroom
Kim
door.
also tries not to look at the pile of taped viscera on the carpet, or the weird suitcase on the hat rack, or the potted plant dying in the corner. But it's all just too morbid to ignore.
I'm sorry for this. No. I don't want to apologize too much. Just, you're looking at the destruction?
He nods.
Oh, okay. Then I'll apologize. He takes a step toward the door, like he'd like to leave. That was the 5 experience I needed? Chat, I adore this game. I know it sounds crazy. I think I'm gonna upgrade physical instrument again. No, it's already my highest level. I don't need to make my +7 into a +8. Chat, what should I level up? Yeah, but Himbo doesn't just need to be big muscles. Half-Life, you can stay quiet. I'm not super into you. Endurance is a good thought. Empathy's already a +5. Yeah, my authority's a bit shit. So I've got -2 from various thoughts. The proper himbo does have lots of empathy. Yeah, let's go with that. I believe this ends up being Kim's room. Let's see if this lady's available again.
Is closed.
Knock again.
Still no answer.
Knock again, much harder.
Still nothing. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance. He doesn't like where this is going. You should punch a fucking hole in it.
Half-Light! I am gonna need you to relax, buddy. This is not healthy for anybody. Suppress the urge.
The murmur in your ears recedes slowly. Your breathing normalizes. That's one lucky door.
My God. I feel like Half-Light is all of my non-himbo urges. Also, butt bow is amazing. Time to wander around for 2 minutes. I mean, we got something done. We got to level up. We got to apologize for Kim for being a shit show. And soon we'll get our debriefing. I want to get up there. Also, I very much like the fact that nobody comments on my lack of pants anymore. It's just become one of the natural facts of the universe. God, the time is passing slowly. Ooh, a thought? Nothing on the front page rings a bell. Strange. My God, is time even passing? I'm genuinely very confused. Has time frozen in-game? That seems unlikely. But also, time only proceeds when you interact with stuff? Seriously?
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod.
Oh my God, you're right. I genuinely didn't know that.
He looks up at you, then looks away quickly, shrugging and muttering something to himself. Shrugging is an international sign for, no, I don't know what's behind that door.
Oh my God. I genuinely didn't know that time only passed when you interact with stuff. I mean, Trum, we all want to. Okay, let's debrief. Is this not how we debrief? I forget if we have to go outside first.
Yes? What do you want to know?
Tell me about the case again. Yeah, Wax, I was also wrong.
Good.
Okay, it's 9 p.m. Max, shut.
This is the door to the room you redecorate.
There we go. Good night, Lieutenant.
Just a moment. You had some questions earlier, I believe. And besides, we should discuss our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
All right, let's go. Okay, it's when you try to go to sleep.
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then,
Weird little graphical glitch there, but okay.
Where shall we begin? We should talk about the investigation, first and foremost. But I also remember you wanting to discuss the RCM?
I didn't know you smoked, Kim.
I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual.
oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
Cigarettes aren't normally cool. But I believe with Kim, they would look cool. I think I might want to pick up smoking. Do you have any more cigarettes?
I apologize, but I only brought one with me. I have exactly one cigarette every night while going over my notes.
How did you get so cool, Kim?
You mean this? This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will and unhealthy.
And cool. It can be multiple things.
Keeping the habit within the parameters he's given himself takes a lot of focus. It would be easier to simply quit.
Right then, the debrief.
Yes, it's been a long and eventful day.
How do you think today went?
Well, we inspected the victim's body, so that's good. It was not easily approachable in that state, but we did it. Our inspection could have been more thorough, as it always can, but we have some leads we can follow up on.
Look, I'm sorry. I have amnesia and also no pants. I'm doing my best.
The body is still hanging from that tree, which is unfortunate. And there's still much to do at the crime scene.
He is not particularly satisfied with your progress, but he doesn't want you to feel completely discouraged. Probably out of fear that you'll just give up and keep drinking.
Don't worry, Kim. I'll be in much better shape tomorrow.
I look forward to that. As for the interviews, we weren't able to find the union leader, Everard Clare, much less interview him. So that's on the to-do list for tomorrow.
That's because there is a giant man who I need to punch.
We tried to interview the Wild Palms rep, but she asked us to do something for her first. Fine, so be it. I have a feeling Joyce knows how dangerous the situation really is. We have to get her to talk to us.
Yeah, Joyce is very important.
Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice?
I love the fact that the game calls you out for running everywhere.
I have a really good theory about why you're running so fast, son. Just you wait until we get up tomorrow.
I don't know why I do the things I do, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. The most honest answer.
It's impressive, especially for a man your age. And in those hills.
Look, these are the only shoes I own.
Nice shoes, by the way. I like the green. Goes with the orange.
He looks at your snakeskin shoes and smiles suddenly. Oh my god! Buttspot made an amazing pun. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you for the compliment. We could manage it even in wooden clogs. There are uncanny running reservoirs in this body. God knows why.
So what are our powers exactly, the RCM?
They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Ravachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule.
So we do a lot of fining. Wouldn't that be an easy power to abuse?
Yes, although indirectly, as citizens can always request records from their local station.
Yeah, but especially for smaller fines, people aren't going to.
Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount. It undermines trust in the RCM.
Okay, what else?
We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station call slip. It prevents confusion and overcrowding.
Wait, how can you be sure the arrestee will show up?
You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up.
I see, and if someone resists?
As you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record of our kills, like the one in your watermarks, we are permitted to use whatever force is necessary, and strongly admonished not to abuse that power.
And who makes all these rules?
The coalition government, and the moral intern, more broadly. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order. No more, no less.
His gaze is absently fixed on a window below that just went dark.
Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Revachol or the coalition government founded the RCM.
Let's say it was the citizens of Revachol.
Be sentimental if you like. Either way, the moral intern leases us the right to keep the peace in this city, and they will take it away if we misuse it.
The moral intern, what is that?
The Moralists International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed.
If I didn't know, how would you describe them?
They're a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They also run the ICP, EPIS, most intergovernmental organizations in the world.
What do you think of them?
The moral intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. And it doesn't look like that's about to happen.
It is more than that. There's some kind of affection in him.
You like the moral intern?
Yes, I did, when I was younger. In my 20s, I considered myself a moralist. A blue forget-me-not, a piece of the sky. They're not all that bad. But the years have changed that. I don't know what I believe in now. No, I believe in the RCM. That's enough for me.
I have an opinion on the moral intern.
Do you?
They've done an awful job here, which is valid at this point. Number 4 is just fucking awful.
We are in what is called the twilight of international law. The laws we claim to enforce come from the MI. Without them, we are simply vigilantes.
Actually, vigilantes is okay with me.
Then you will adore Martinez. For many of these people, the Union especially, vigilantes is precisely what we are. Personally, I don't enjoy it much.
The lights of the orphan district are reflected in his glasses. The red and golden orbs of the motorway sliding like pearls on a string from east to west as Revachol commutes back to the suburbs. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Monday is over.
Say nothing, just look into the night.
The dying lights of the city shimmer below. Slowly, like luminous clouds, they pass on his lenses. The lieutenant looks at his slim cigarette, contemplating the next drag. This soldier is the highlight of the day for me, he thinks. This little stick right here.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, Kuno. It's different inland, in Jamrock and the GRIH.
Why are they like this?
It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the union, to the company, not daring to come here more often. It's like I told you, this place is an orphan, fallen between the cracks.
And in Jamrock in the GRIH?
We run this city. West of the river is RCM land.
He looks at the dark silhouette of the equestrian monument cutting into the night sky.
It's incredibly hard. Human beings are...
Fuck, Wax!
But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works. Our systems work. If they didn't...
That actually scared me. I hope our investigation will help improve the situation here. At least do some good.
Me too. But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes.
Thank you for this.
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
And with that, I am going to save and call an end to stream. That was incredibly fun, as this game frankly always is. Thank you all so much for joining me. Yeah, this was really good. Who should we raid? I see Chair is still... Oh, Chen? Chen is streaming. Oh, I don't get to raid Chen as often as I would like. Let's raid Chen. The raid message is, pants are a tool of the patriarchy. You know, like a normal person would say. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I'll be live again on Wednesday at 5:30 Eastern Time, where if I found everything I need, I will be returning to Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which I love that game. I'm very happy to get back to it. Disco Elysium will return next week, Sunday, at 5:30 Eastern Time. I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful evening, whatever time zone it is for you. Stay cute, say hi to Chen for me, and I will see you all around. Have a good one, everybody. Ciao.